So now we will see the stages of Brunstol's recovery for the hand function, hand recovery, according to Brunstol's stages of recovery. So in a stage 1 of hand recovery, we will see there is complete flaccidity will be present on the involved side. There won't be any finger flexion or extension movement on the involved side. That is, that hand will be in a complete flaccid state in stage 1. In stage 2 of recovery, slight amount of finger flexion will be present on the involved side, but no extension or no things. If you do the associated reaction, if you ask patient to contract the forceful contraction of the opposite side or opposite hand, then you will see slight amount of finger flexion on the involved side. Okay, so that is about the stage 2 of recovery. In stage 3 of recovery, patient will be able to perform the mask movement like mask grasp. He will be able to hold the large object like mask grasp will be present, hook grasp will be present, in which finger flexion will be possible, but patient won't be able to extend his finger. He will be able to hold the object, but finger extension won't be possible. Or that when the patient hold the objects, at that time he will be able to apply the force on that object. That voluntary finger flexion will be there. Okay, if you see this movement, patient will be able to flex his finger and hold that object tightly. But if I ask patient to release the object, that time patient won't do it. Okay, won't be able to release that object, or whatever the release is present, that is by involuntary release will be there. So that is about the stage 3 of recovery. In stage 4 of recovery, patient will be able to do the palmar lateral prehension will be there. What is lateral prehension? The patient will be able to hold the object between the thumb and index finger. So lateral lateral prehension will be there. Patient will be able to hold the object in this way, and during the release time he won't be able to extend the fingers. Okay, but thumb extension will be possible whenever patient is releasing the object. At that time he will release that object by the thumb movement. Okay, and slight amount of finger extension will be there, but not gross. At that time patient will be release the object in this way. So that is about the stage 4 of recovery. In stage 5 of recovery, patient palmar prehension will be there. Patient will be able to hold the object completely. Okay, in all the direction will be able to hold the large object. Also finger extension will be present. Okay, patient will be able to hold large object. This palmar prehension activity will be there. Patient will be able to hold this small object on this way. Okay, and the voluntary finger extension will also be there in stage 5 of recovery. In a stage 6 of recovery, individual finger movement will be present. All the prehensile activity like palmar prehension, lateral prehension, all these prehensile activity will be patient will be able to do like this. Palmar prehension will be possible. Okay, and these things will be possible in the patient, and all the prehensile activity, as well as patient will be able to do the individual joint movement. Like if I ask patient to lift her index finger or middle finger, okay, at that time take it up or lift the little finger. Okay, so individual finger movements are possible. But if you compare this to with the another side, suppose this is the involved side, this is non-involved side. Okay, and if I ask we compare the movement on a bilaterally, then you will see some discrepancy. Just yeah, do it fast. Okay, okay. So patient, that individual finger movements will be present, but some quality will get affected, or patient will be perform with a high speed speedily on a unaffected side, but speed is will slightly decrease on a involved side. So in this way, by comparing the movement bilaterally, you can comment the patient is in a which stage of recovery. So this is about the stage 6 of recovery. Okay.